What's going on, everyone? So, okay, I think you can see me better right there. Okay, so today's story is gonna be called the Martha story. But before I tell that story, I'm gonna tell you another story about boot camp. So, because this is a story about not donating blood but drawing blood. So I'm really squeamish. So it'll be a fun story, man. I feel like I can do 3 stories in this video, but so in boot camp, so I went to boot camp January 22, 2014. Now that I'm out, I can just say all those dates. But anyways, so yeah, in boot camp, we're supposed to get our blood drawn and get tested for like 3 different type of things. And right away they asked you like, are you squeamish or not? Like if you are, if you tell them yes, then you can either like lean back or lay down, and people that are not, they just sit down and have their blood taken. But like I said, in boot camp, they take 3 tests to 3 blood tests, right, to make sure you don't have HIV or any of the other stuff. So if you know the other 2 tests, comment down below. I feel like I'm not giving you enough information, but anyways, so there's 3 tests, and when they looked at me, they're like, "Oh, this guy's gonna lay down." Like I was already white, and when I laid down, they had the radio, of course, and they had the Linkin Park song from "Somewhere I Belong" was playing. So that's a really great it's a really good memory. So when I hear that song, sometimes I remember that memory. But so okay, so that was in boot camp, all right. And now, talking about the Navy, they broke my spine. That's like a whole nother story, but they broke my spine in 2018. This is 2020. It kind of got better in between then and now. So I thought I was like used to the pain. I thought I was pretty used to being better, and I thought it was gonna get even better. But now the pain shot up to my spine, which makes sense. It's either gonna go to your tailbone or to your spine, and so went to my spine first, and as a pinch nerve. So a pinch nerve is when that gel thing inside your bone is spilling out, and then it breaks that like crust. So my crust, it's not called crust, but just what we'll call it crust for now. So my crust is like damaged, so that gel passes through it since it's damaged, and then it like pulls on my nerves. I know it's a pinch nerve, but I feel like someone's like tugging away at some at that nerve. So the gel is pulling that nerve, and so it like pulls it from right here, and it can go all the way to your fingers. So if I feel like something biting me in my fingers, it's the same pinch nerve, and it got up to the point where it was pulling my chest, and so that was in June, January, in June, and so I went to the hospital for that. But anyways, I don't want to talk too much on it because this is a Martha story. Now, what was I gonna tell you? Okay. So I found these people in Instagram, and they do regenerative process. So what they do is they take blood from you, and then they turn it into plasma in whatever they want to turn it into, and then from there, they put it back in your body, and this way, the cells can regenerate, and it's with your own body. So it made sense. It's like either I do physical therapy, which didn't really make sense because it wasn't my muscles aching. It was something pulling on my nerve. So I was down for this, and since like after the car accident, I got some money from the lawyers. I had just been saving that for an emergency fund in case I need a new car, in case I wanted to pay down a house. But no, my body just keeps acting up. So I used some of it for this. I didn't expire the whole funds, but so we go there, or I go there actually alone. And what else? So basically I go to the room where they're gonna take my blood. I was already a little like pale. I mean, I was kind of getting ready for it, so I feel like I was ready. I didn't think anything was gonna happen, but I so they sat me down, and they started taking blood, And so yeah, it was a lot of blood, like because I don't know why it was a lot of blood, but it was anywhere from 2 to 4 tubes. I'm gonna call them tubes, but they were like little blood samples, maybe this big. Look the size of the shirt. Just kidding. So maybe I want to say like maybe four. Uh, well, well, there was like four little tubes. I don't know the size of it. I don't want to say ounces because that's kind of a lot. But and I'm lightweight. I'm like actually I'm 122 right now, and I'm like 5'11" and 3/4. So, which is pretty unhealthy. So for them to take out blood is pretty bad, and so so yeah, they took a lot of blood, and I thought I was pretty patient, but I started to see like black dots. Everything kind of started to turn black, which isn't the first time that's happened to me, and so one of them, yeah, it's because there's two nurses for some reason, and one of the nurses says, well, yells, Martha, Martha. Well, she just yells at one time, and like nothing happens. Like no one comes, and I started talking to her just to get my mind off of them doing that, and at the same time I was feeling dizzy, and like things started to like my whole view started to become black, and then again she's like, Martha, Martha, and I think the third, well, no, after that she came, but it took her like a while, and she finally got me water and some ice pack, um, which is like last time I donated blood, which I've only donated blood one time. I've drawn my blood like lots of times because I have to because of the Navy, but the one time I donated blood, they gave me like an ice pack. So they gave me an ice pack as well here, and some water, and I don't think they finished drawing the blood they wanted to, like by an inch, but damn, it was a lot. Like I turned around and it was, I think, at least 2 tubes. So 2 to 4 tubes, because after I saw the 2 tubes, I turned around. I didn't want to see my blood. It's like life is taken from you. Like that should be illegal. But yeah, I thought it'd be a funny story to tell because in the Bible, Martha's the one who's all hyped up and all like, we need to do this before Jesus comes. We need to have the tables clean. We need to polish everything. We need to vacuum if there was vacuums back in the day. She was just like all like stuck up on how the house should be before Jesus came. And I mean, Martha, my the nurse, she was awesome. She was outstanding, but it was just pretty cool how I didn't know her name was Martha, and then she had like a black dress blouse, and then of course her like white robe, not robe, but her white trench coat. There you go. And it was just funny when I heard her name, like, oh, and she's not coming right away, like the Martha in the Bible. I thought that was pretty funny. I want to make this video 10 minutes, and I have like 8 minutes and 50 seconds, so I'm gonna tell you another story about me donating blood. Okay, so this one's pretty cool. So this was probably 2015 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and usually, so this was during duty drill, and in of course duty drill you only drill once, 1 week in a month, so it's not like it happened every day or every week. And usually, if I don't eat breakfast at home, I go to the G-Dunk, or the place where they sell food, and sometimes they sell burritos. Like most of the times they sold burritos. So this one time, it was probably January because it was snowing. I was rushing late, and I didn't eat breakfast. I might add another story because that reminds me of another story. So I didn't eat breakfast, and then so I go to the G-Dunk, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy some burritos, and they're like, we don't have burritos today. So me not eating breakfast plus them not having burritos is pretty bad. But it's not just that I skipped breakfast, which is kind of bad, Like, you'll know because I'm gonna tell you another story. You'll know why it's bad for me to skip breakfast. Other than I'm too skinny. But so they didn't have burritos, and oh, I was getting ready to deploy, so it must have been December then. I was getting ready to deploy to Bahrain, and they needed blood samples from me, and the whole mobilizing process is a headache. It's almost like how can I describe it? It's like 3 duty drills in a row or something, and no one likes duty drills because they're boring. So it was just I wanted to get it out of the way. I didn't care. So they um, drew blood, and of course, as they're drawing blood, I think I'm like falling asleep or something, and HM2 was like, breathe, like she yelled, breathe, kind of like what's that song by Chevelle or um, oh, you should put the song below. Send the pain below. Is that what it's called? That says breathe. Oh no no no! It says breathe your life into me. I still need you. Falling. Anyways, comment down below if you know the name of that song. But just like that, she was like breathe, breathe, and so yeah, so that happened, and so after that, I was like, okay, I have to eat something right away, or else I might faint, and you'll know why. I'm gonna tell you another story after this, but yeah, I was like, I'm gonna faint if I don't eat. So I go to where do I go? Okay, so yeah, I go to the vending machines, and then they make an announcement. Everyone report to the drill hall at this time. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. I hope I don't faint. I hope I don't faint. And so I go to the drill hall, me being a good sailor, and so we're sending information. I'm gonna have my knees unlocked, hoping I don't faint, and everything kind of starts to turn black, like slowly, and I'm just trying to breathe in, like, you know, try not to pass out, and apparently I'm like going like that, kind of like bouncing a little bit, and someone told me, "Are you okay?" And I just go like that. I'm like, I don't even say no. I just go like that, and then someone grabs me from behind, and she sits. She tells me to sit on the wall, and then she gives me like orange juice, and that's okay. So that's my third story so far of me donating blood, but so okay, I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm gonna tell you this last part, last story. I think this is like the third story of me, but okay. So in this story, which is almost yeah, I'm just gonna keep going because it's too small for one video. So okay, so I was like, this was back in 1996. I was 5 years old, and I hadn't eaten breakfast. Okay, gives you a clue of where this story is gonna lead to. And so my mom like wakes me up. She's like, "Hurry up, we're going to the doctor," like, because she was gonna get seen. Um, it wasn't for me, and it was, I want to say it was around like 6:30 or 7. Maybe it was 7, and I was just not a morning person because the clinic had to be open. So she wakes me up. I was half asleep. I don't eat breakfast, and we're walking to the clinic. It was in San Miguel. Comment down below if you know where that's at. um, so we walk, and everything's fine for a little bit. Then we're in the, like, where the doctor, not where the doctor is, where the nurse is asking my mom, taking her vitals and all that. So as she's taking her vitals, you know, I'm technically not supposed to be there. I should be either at home eating breakfast or in the waiting room. So so what happens? Yeah, so I'm standing there since she's the one getting her pulse taken and all that. And as that happens, nothing turns black this time because I just feel not out of breath. This is like the only time this happened to me where I feel like the air I'm breathing, it's like oh, how do I describe this? It's almost like you're walking into a room and the room doesn't have oxygen. So when you breathe, say you take one deep breath, like you just go like that. So 100% of the air you inhaled went into your lungs, right? And when I breathe, 50% of the air came in, and then 25%, and then 10%. So like there was less and less air coming into my lungs, I felt like no air coming in. So I'm like, mom, mom, and then I blacked out. So at that point is when I fainted. I didn't even feel my head hurt. I didn't feel that I fell. I just fainted. And so next thing I know, I open my eyes and I'm in the bed, and then I have this oxygen right here. I have this oxygen covering my mouth, and the nurse is like, oh, he's waking up, he's waking up. She was scared. My mom was like, he just fainted. It happens. And so the nurse gave me orange juice, and I liked it, and she's like, oh, he likes orange juice. So she gave it to me and she gave me another one, and she was scared. But my mom was like, he just fainted, it happens. But ever since then, I try to always eat breakfast, or if not, have some, at least nuts or M&Ms. I'll always have nuts and M&Ms in my car, actually. But that was the Martha story, the boot camp story, and the 1996 story. Hope you guys liked it. Well, I went from 8 minutes to 17, but yeah, I have a couple more stories of me fainting or almost fainting. So if you want to know more, comment down below, and I'll see you next time.